Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing a haul video. We actually went to a couple of estate sales, some yard sales this weekend. Found a few things. We ended up having to drive like an hour away and then all over that area because we just were not finding anything good in our area. And I think that's just kind of what we're going to have to do, just kind of look at the maps, look at Facebook, and figure out where we're going. But somebody in the Kingsport area likes using the yard sale treasure map, and they had everything plotted out for us, which was really nice. I used to do that when I lived in Johnson City, but here there's so few yard sales, it's not even worth, the time. I just send Robert a picture of the yard sale and say, okay, this is where we need to go today.
Got Junk in Our Trunk told us about the ZO route planner, and you could put, I can't remember, 15 or 20 in there for free without having to pay for that subscription. And you put them in and then you say optimize, and it will optimize the route for you and tell you the fastest way to get to all of it. I personally, we used that for a couple years, and then I personally right now I'm liking just using Google Maps. I create a list of saved places and I just add them in there really fast, and it shows up in Google Maps, and we just pick which one we want to go to next.
Yep.
And then as we go to them, then we can delete them off the list so we don't try to go to them again, and it's clear which ones we have been to and which ones we haven't. So a couple different ways to do that if you don't want to use the yard sale treasure map.
We ended up finding a bonus estate sale and ended up spending like $25 there. There's one thing, I'll show it to you guys, but I have a feeling I'm going to keep it for myself. But Robert grabbed these. There's 5 of them. They are the ThermoServe West Bend cups from years. I want to say 70s maybe. And I'm not quite sure how much these are going to sell for.
I didn't even look them up.
We just thought they were in nice condition.
We've done well with that, with these sort of things in the past.
Yeah, he's rough. I'll have to see. They had one tote of just a bunch of smalls. So I grabbed Kermit here. Hopefully that's going to come off easily. Another Teletubbies. I know I've got a small lot going. He may be a duplicate. I don't really care. I'll just add him to the lot. I know I have one that I was going to put on my wall. These are Pizza Hut hand puppets from Land Before Time. I see one. I'm going to try to get the whole collection for my wall. It's one of my favorite all-time cartoons, only because my #1 oldest son used to recite it. He had watched it so often. He just would just say the whole movie as it was going. I loved it. Fond memory, so I grabbed it. And then there was some vintage chunky little people. I think I've got a small lot going, so I'm just going to add these to it. Picked up a puzzle, Berenstain Bears, made in the USA, 1983. I'll put it together real quick and get that listed. And then I thought this was something. Power Rangers, little action figure, but it's literally $6-7 maybe. I'll see if I've got anything else. Power Ranger. I don't know if I bought this at that yard sale, but what I decided, this is the one with the older tag. Looks like this. I've started picking these up. I've got Build-A-Bear clothes. I'm going to go ahead and put a outfit with him with some shoes and probably list it for like $19.95. He's bread and butter by himself. But I've got so many outfits to deal with. And then we picked up 2 sets of Tinker Toys. I'm not sure if I'm going to go ahead and just list them together or list them individually. But one of them is definitely older than the other one. But I'm pretty sure they're both probably vintage. Let's see if I see a date. Yeah, this is 2000. And that other one's probably 80s or 90s.
I think this was made back before we started having dates.
I'm hoping $30-40 for the 2 sets. I grabbed this blanket. baby blanket, only because it had a tag, a vintage tag. I looked it up. I don't think I saw this particular design, but ended up, you know, I'm thinking $15, $20. But it's like Stitch Home. So, but this is the thing I'm contemplating keeping for myself as a lap blanket, because my mom was a very crafty person and she liked learning new things. So she started a blanket like this and then decided she didn't want to do it and made me finish it. So I remember working days on this blanket, a blanket like this. Mine was like orange and greens, you know, probably back in the 70s. So just the, you know, those were the colors. But I'll see if this is worth, you know, let's say if it's worth more than $25, I'll probably list it. But if not, I think I'm going to keep it for myself, just as a reminder of my mom. These were from another place, and I don't remember how much I even paid for them. But this is a squishable. I've been picking them up. Some of them sell really well, and then others are bread and butter-ish. I have another one that I've recently listed. I think it was the capybara. I think it was squishable. I may, if it's not worth a whole lot, I may put it with the capybara. And then pretty sure, yeah, this is Folk Manus. Oh, this was from the church that we stopped at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were $1 each. I'm pretty sure it's missing its Joey, but it is a Folk Manus hand puppet. I'll probably list it for about $20, I think, missing the Joey.
Maybe it's not missing. Maybe the Joey
Is still implanted.
no, it stayed around too long and kept eating all the food and making messes in the pouch, and Mama Kangaroo kicked Joey out.
It needs a good wipe down. Pretty sure, yeah, it's still sealed. Always check these handheld games, especially when they're still in their package. You paid how much for this? $2. And I think I saw comps for like $20, $25. So we had picked this up at a yard sale. It was a bonus on the way home. Oh, I think I got this from the church too. I'm going to see. It is Commonwealth. I'm going to see if I've got another rabbit. Commonwealth, same size, and go ahead and make it a lot. This stuff is from the Goodwill bins in Dayton. Just got some smalls and another little bag here. But I was going to show you, I wasn't going to get it. And I know Amanda, Fiona's Finds, is probably yelling, yes, you should have gotten it. And I did, but it's going to need a little cleaning. This is from the new Fisher-Price Little People. I think they're called like 1, 2, 3 nurseries. I didn't find any of the babies, I don't believe. But I actually have some babies. I might have to put the baby that I have with this. It's going to be a pain to ship. But I think it's probably going to be worth it. I want to say this is probably $30, $40. If I put a baby in it, maybe even a little bit more. But definitely keep your eyes out for those new babies. I think they're called 1, 2, 3 toddlers or something like that. But so I grabbed that. And Tyco die-cast. I have others that have been listed a while. I've slowly but surely been selling them. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pull one and make a lot this. Let me tell you a story.
Of a lovely lady?
No. At the bins in Dayton, I was standing in front of a bin because there were there was a Little People and this action figure right here. And I'm standing there and a man comes over to me and he's like, are you going to be getting that? Which was nice of him to ask. And I said, yes, I'm going to be getting that. And he was like, shoot, that's the last one I need in my collection. And I thought to myself, he'd been grabbing toys all day. He was a reseller. I was going to get it. So I did. I grabbed it. And later on in the morning, he came over to me and asked if I would just sell it to him. And Robert had already gone out to the truck with the first load of stuff. We did really well there. So it was already packed up in the back of the truck. And I told him, you know, I would try to get to it and I'd let him know. And then we went off. I forgot about it. We went off to lunch. And when we got back, he was gone. So I never was able. I was going to go ahead. It's worth about $10, $12. It's from the Beast or something like that. I don't even know if it works, but I had planned on just selling it for $10. So if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I meant to get it for you. And I see that the T-shirt bros doing that all the time. They find stuff and then standing right there, they're Venmoing each other and selling stuff. But I had intended to, but you were gone when we came back from lunch. And then this, I've been finding several now of the character Scentsies. So yes, he's very, very stinky, scenty. He has one of the scent pads in it. Make sure if you're going to wash this, get that scent pad out. Don't wash that. I don't know. I'm hoping bread and butter at least, maybe $15, $20 for him. He's in really, really nice condition.
And keep him away from everything else if you can.
Yeah. I will bag him after I take pictures. And then he's going to sit on a shelf. He's not going in one of my baskets.
And he stayed in his own bag all the way home.
Yes. And then this is Pillow Fort, pretty sure. Let me look. Nope. I was wrong. Oh, yeah, it is. Nope, take that back. Pillow Fort, Pillow Plush. I tend to pick up a lot of them. I'm hoping like $15 or so for him. He's in good condition, too. In fact, I was just looking in another bag. I've got a smaller one of these, Pokemon plush. I'm just going to grab him and make a lot of the two of them. Just making lots. Here's another tie. Beanie Buddies, but he does have his paper tag in a protector. Probably going to be bread and butter. You know, I'm hoping like $10 or $12. I still grab them, making lots. I'll try to see if I've got other farm animals and make like a lot of 3 for $14.95, $19.95, something like that. A bear. It is made in America We Go. America We Go is now Fiesta. I've learned that over the years. But cute, nice condition, really soft. You know, hopefully I can list him $15, $20.
Seems like they were better quality back then.
All the vintage plush, except the carnival stuff. I've never really liked it. I have picked it up in the past, but as far as just cuteness and stuff, no. Robert, I forgot these 3 things. You grabbed this. What did you learn about it? Do you remember?
I want to say that was like 15 or 20 maybe.
DVDs. I never look at the DVDs. I never hardly look at the books.
We did not pay the $3.99. We paid whatever the binge rate was.
The binge rate. I grabbed it. I may like line it up behind something. Just Fisher Price word book, unless it's worth, you know, $9.95 or higher. It does have some edge wear, but it was clean. I didn't see any writing in it. And this was kind of nice. A little Lisa Frank jumbo coloring book. Could not find any dates on it. But I just sold I want to say it was a folder with this character. I'd say $20 maybe. So I'm hoping this is going to be like 20 or so. But coloring book, always looking for Lisa Frank. I've already forgotten her name. Don't remember. I was trying to see if she's got a tag. I'm not even seeing. Do you remember her name? Is it Little Lulu? I don't think it was Lulu. I'll have Robert take a picture of her. I've had her once before and realized after the fact that her face, it's hard under here. And it was indented. But this one is in much better condition. But I've forgotten who that was. Not Little Lulu. Definitely has vintage vibes, although it says made in China. Keenway. Keenway, Hong Kong. Just like that. You know, I'm hoping $14.95 or so. Olympics 2017. I'm guessing that's Olympics. Maybe not. I don't see any of the rings. Some character plush. Again, I'm hoping 20 bucks or so, 25. I pick these up often. Oh, sometimes they're like TV trade. I know. Oriental Trading. I'm trying to see. This one says LC Toys. Shanghai LC Toys. I'll see if I've got any other like smile face plush this size, and I'll add him to that lot. I'm sure I've got a second one of these in this stuff. It is Justice. Her name is Penny. I had like a lot of 3 that I sold maybe during fourth quarter. 15, 20 bucks. So I know there's a second one of these somewhere. I remember grabbing it. Loved this. Cute little cat. It is vintage gunned. 1993. Do not know the price. I'm hoping 15, 20 for this. All right, who is she?
Ramona Quimby.
Ramona. Yes, that's a book series. I remember reading some of them. But yeah, Ramona Quimby. In fact, what's funny is we were at a yard sale this weekend, and there were a bunch of kids' trade books, and in there was a whole bunch of Ramona Quimbys. And who's the other one? The little girl that does crazy stuff. I can't remember her name. I wished I'd have thought of that I had this. I would have grabbed a couple of the books. Then it would have been a cute little lot. Oops. This was intriguing. It is BJ Toys, but look how neat. Oops, let me go this way. Big O gecko lizard. Guess this isn't a gecko. Some kind of lizard. Big long tail. Has a date 2009. It's not quite vintage. I don't know. I'm hoping 20, 25 plus for him. And then all of these were together, so I have a feeling they were somebody's collection. But look, a whole bunch of links. We have Aurora. We have Wild Republic. And we have another Wild Republic. I think I'm going to keep them together and list them just like this. I'm hoping $29.95, $39.95, probably $29.95. My gut says these are like bread and butter each. So I just thought that was interesting that I was able to get an instant lot of 3 from one bin.
You just hang on to that lot of 3 right there, and let's have a chat about it. I don't know if you've ever heard of this idea before.
What?
But if you have things that would go well together, that it doesn't matter what the brand is. You don't have to keep the same brand together. Kids that are getting these as a gift don't care. This kid didn't care. He had all of his Lynx, Bobcat, whatever they are you got going on there. He's just happy. He loves Bobcats, you know? So
True.
I'm telling you.
I do sometimes. I'm better these days than I used to be. But, you know, a lot of times it's just nice to have like 3 Auroras or 3 guns, 3 anything.
If you had a cow, a sheep, a horse, a dog, a cat, a pig, it would, as long as they're all like either the same size or like the farm animals are a little bit bigger than the dog and the cat, I think kids would love to have that as a lot. It gets them the whole farm right there at once.
Yeah, I'll consider it. Right now I'm just like, if I had only found one of these, then I would be going into my listings, looking to see if I have any other links listed, and then, you know, consider if I want to put it with that, or I would look up Aurora and see if I had anything, because right now I'm trying to deal with the old inventory in my listings and making them new with other items, making them turn into lots and newer listings.
I would just like to point out that I'm continuing my unbroken streak of being right.
All right, y'all. Hope you guys are enjoying these treasure hunts with me. I don't have very much. We didn't pick up a whole lot because we were only there, a day and a half. Probably got, I don't know, 8 more bags or so. And then we'll be done with this stuff. And by then, I'm hoping to it'll be time to get ready to go on our vacation. So we're going to be hitting some bins while we're on our vacation.
We filled up the bed of the truck pretty much even with the tailgate. It wasn't like when we go to St. Louis and we spend 2 or 3 full days there. I think St. Louis is still better.
St. Louis is still my favorite, but in a moment where I just need to go somewhere and get a bunch of inventory and not have to drive 13 hours, Dayton's now my new one. I would drive the extra hour to Dayton, 2 hours maybe, then go to Nashville, to be honest.
Yeah, plus we might run into Bob and Amanda, and who wants to do that?
Stop it.
Anyway.
Get him, Amanda.
Anyway. So here's my question for y'all. What's your favorite bin? I mean, as in, what's your favorite one to go to? And usually for us as resellers, that's going to be the ones we find the best stuff at. But even if it's not the where you get the best stuff, which one is your favorite to go to because of how it's laid out or proximity or something? You know, I guess there's different categories of favorites. So what's your favorite bin?
Plus, let us know on our trip to Utah, through Utah, possibly down through Texas. We haven't quite decided how we're getting there and how we're getting back. Let us know if there's any bins or thrift stores that are just a must go to, especially when we're in Utah. I keep getting told they have amazing thrift stores. All right, y'all, it's time to get to work. Bye.